Hello and welcome to The Source. My name is Andrew Miller.
And my name is Aaron McWhorter.
And thank you for joining us for this special underground edition, the third underground edition of The Source. And before we get to our main topics today, I wanted to just say a quick retraction. We actually did a little bit more investigating, and the WFSE Mercator Radio does have a current license with the FCC, and we are sorry that we mentioned that. I'm sorry I mentioned that. I was given wrong information, and I meant to say we weren't sure if they had one or not. So, sorry about that. I just wanted to make that out there. But we got good news for you people. Some of you might not agree with this, but Aaron and I have good news. And Aaron, that news is...
Officially, we are now back on the air. We are. We are back on the air. However, it comes with some terms that I find just, kind of hard to take, and we wanted to make a video to get your opinion to see maybe if you think we're being way too strict about this.
Well, but I tend to disagree with you, Aaron, because I think that it's fortunate that we were given the position to come back on the air and express our opinions, because we've achieved our ultimate goal, people. We are back on the air. But the terms, we have to go off the air for 10 days. It's sort of like a slap on the wrist or a suspension. I think it's, I don't know if it's fair or not. I don't know. And frankly, that's why we made this podcast. We want to find out what you people think. Is it fair for us to go off the air for 10 days? Are we being too easy about this issue? Should we keep fighting? I personally don't want to keep fighting. I have achieved the goal of getting back on the air, and that is fine. I am thankful of the communications department, the advisor of WSSE, the directors, the general manager, because they realized that they were violating the First Amendment, and they've decided to give us our show back. But we have to wait 10 days. But I'm willing to do that. We didn't have to apologize to anyone. We got our show back. That's all that matters to me. Aaron, you're a little more hard line on this.
It's just tough because they couldn't admit to us that they were in the wrong. Because the fact that they gave us our show back shows me that they admit that they were in the wrong somewhat. So why couldn't they just say, hey, we're sorry, or just apologize or do something? And why do we have to be off the air for 10 days? Why? Why is it 10 days? If they know that what they did was wrong, is it to save face? I'm guessing that's what it is. I know in the real world you have to compromise on certain things.
You do.
But I just find this hard to take. That's
I know. But I do think that
I am grateful. I am glad we're back on.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong.
We're accomplishing the goal we set out to do. We are back on the air, people. But we want to hear from you. Yeah, you listening. And you looking at us right now, we want to hear from you, and we want you to write down there. We want you to give us comments on what you think about this.
Or a video response. That'd be good too. Because we don't have one of those yet.
And frankly, we've achieved I believe we've achieved the ultimate goal. We got back on the air, and we didn't have to forgive anyone for what we said. Instead, we got a slap on the wrist. I think that is good. Were we in the wrong for doing a parody? I personally believe absolutely not.
Same here.
We were upholding our First Amendment rights. I've reviewed the Constitution for WFSE, our radio station, and it states that if we violate FCC rules and regulations, then it is grounds for being terminated. We did not violate any FCC grounds or rules for our regulations. So, we were suspended for, I guess, acting unaccordingly or being unprofessional, which we still don't know the definition of unprofessional.
Yeah.
But we're not going to worry about that.
We also, some people were saying, oh, you still want us, you were saying to boycott the radio station. Since they have at least retracted enough to let us back on the air, we say, okay, we think this station, is good now.
Yes.
But has come back and has let us back on the air. They at least, to some degree, respect free speech.
And
we're not calling for a boycott.
And they have realized the error of their ways, and we do appreciate the fact that they are letting us back on the air, as well as our listeners should. But if you don't, let us know about it. And as Aaron was saying, They do respect. We can see that they do respect it somewhat. But what were you just saying? I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry.
Just about. The only point that I was trying to make was that even though they let us back on the air, that's the only thing I was trying to say. I still feel somewhat wronged because, they aren't letting us make our point until 10 days after, we have to serve a 10-day suspension.
Well, and as Aaron was saying, I understand, but I'm so thankful.
I still think it's wrong. I'm glad they're letting us back on the air.
And we want people to keep fighting. We do. People need to fight for their
If you want to
rights.
write to the comm department, if you want to write to any of the advisors,
the general manager, anybody, go right ahead. If you want to say that, like, hey, we support the fact that you let him back on the air, but we don't support the fact that you did in the first place, by all means.
If it comes from someone else, but besides us, I think it'll show them that we're not the only ones banging this drum.
We're just happy that we're back on. And I also want to say that someone had addressed in our last podcast that we endorsed people not listening to the radio. That's true. We did endorse that, but that was simply our suggestion.
Yeah.
We didn't feel at the time that we had an injustice put upon us, and we were hurt by it. And an endorsement, people, is just a suggestion. That's all it is. We were suggesting that people listen. Now we're going to endorse that people listen to the radio, because
some people still may not listen, or they might not listen to the show anyway.
The WFSC is a good station. It is, and they do have some good programming, and I really do think that they do have some sensible people. But everyone makes mistakes, and Aaron and I are proponents that people make mistakes. All right?
We did.
We did.
We made mistakes throughout the entire semester.
Absolutely.
When it comes to whatever we've done. And one of the reasons why we're thinking of not pushing this too far is that we're still students. We have stuff to do.
Yeah.
I have one big paper due. Yeah. That's over 30 pages.
Absolutely. But
you have 3 papers due.
Yeah. Two of them I haven't started yet.
We just don't have the time right now to deal with this. So that's why we're asking you. If you want to write letters on our behalf, please go ahead.
And thank you to everyone.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone. Yes. And by name, I know these people are not going to be happy with this decision that we've made to just take this, but thank you, Adam Sullivan. Thank you, Edwin Patrick Ludwig. Thank you, James McDonald. Thank you, Ben Krutko. Thank you all for helping us so much get everyone to come together and actually stand up for something that they believed was wrong.
Even though we were getting this suspension, originally we were off the air and they put us back on. Even though I'm kind of upset about it, I still feel kind of good. I mean, we actually won something.
Yeah.
I feel like we actually accomplished something, and we got back on the radio. We are, I'm going to say grassroots movement, but, I mean, people who supported us, that actually meant, a whole lot, and it actually changed their opinions.
And as Adam Sullivan once told me, when he was running for president, he hoped that the righteous would prevail. And I think that this time, the righteous have prevailed, and I think that people are taking notice.
And this is not just students. This has been other faculty advisors that have really helped us out.
Dr. Lee Williams has helped give us advice. Dr. J.D. Fisher has helped give us advice.
Dr. Fisher, thank you.
And Dr. Paranel has helped us out immensely trying to get this back on. Dr. Gelreath, thank her very much. I'm sure we're forgetting people, but the support network to get us at least back on the air.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So thank you all so much for letting us back on the air, and please write some comments. Let us know what you guys think. If you don't have a YouTube account and you're watching this, create one. Many people have in the last couple days. So we want to hear the good, the bad, the ugly, the obscene, the righteous, and
anyone. It doesn't matter. Put it down there. Put it down here.
Please.
Put it over there in the comment section, or for the link to our Facebook group that we'll probably put over here. Just go to that right there. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care if it's good. I don't care if it's bad. Just tell us what you think. If you think we're full of crap, tell us we're full of crap.
And in a way, this is like the little show that could. Okay, this, as I said before, this was our baby, and I feel like we're going to be able to keep it now. My mom would be proud. And on that note, I want to let everyone know that the Source Underground will continue for the next couple weeks. We're going to do some more fun stuff and actually have fun with this outlet, and do some really poignant issues, because we're not going to be on the air, so we got to keep the Underground going.
Yep.
And then after we are back on the air, we will leave all these up so people in the future can hopefully take notice and fight for what they stand for.
Just as kind of like a source, but I mean it's a
time capsule.
Documentary of what happened here. We're going to document all of our progress and just tell you what happened.
So thank you everyone so much again, and please
thank you.
Let us know what you think. Aaron?
Andy?
It's been a pleasure.
As always.